The Agile method is one that many project managers use. But did you know there are different kinds of Agile approaches? Which is the right approach? Well, it depends. Project managers need to consider the Agile approach that is best for a fast-paced solution, a collaborative project, or a complex build. We're breaking down the options to Agile next on Project Skills Mentor. This video is part of the Project Management Fundamentals series. Click here if you want to see that full playlist. Today, Scrum is often regarded as the most popular approach, so it's easy to overlook the other options. But what are these other options and how do they stack up against Scrum? Forcing a particular Agile methodology on your project is a terrible idea. Suppose you can't follow the rules of your chosen method consistently and successfully. In that case, the project will become a jumbled mess which will annoy your team and prevent you from delivering a great product to your client. Let's look at some of the key criteria for a method review and which method will provide the best solution, the best outcome which fits the product being created, which provides the least amount of total effort and limit the rework, the method that the team knows and is skilled in ways of working, the project approach which needs the project and product documentation and sign-off requirements, the approach which allows transition from completion to operations, and this will help create a sustainable and maintainable product, and the approach which is preferred by the client organization. Now that we have our evaluation list, let's look at how some of the popular and less used approaches stack up. The first, Scrum. The Scrum model is a well-known method for teams delivering complicated projects in incremental iterations. Each iteration is referred to as a sprint, and it lasts about 2 weeks, although this does vary. There are clearly defined roles such as product owner, scrum master, and team. Routines like backlog refinement, sprint planning, daily stand-ups, and sprint review. And tools like Scrum Board, user stories, and Icebox. Watch this video where I give you more details on the way to use Scrum. When should you use Scrum on your project? When delivering a vast and complex project with a clear vision of the final product. When your team communicates effectively and is self-managing. When the entire team, client, and development group included, is on board with the process and fully committed to it. When all stakeholders are accessible to discuss progress and answer questions. And when you need a minimal viable product out the door as soon as possible. Now let's look at Kanban. This approach emphasizes continuous delivery while not putting a tremendous burden on the development team. Unlike Scrum's iterations, the Kanban framework offers a constant, flexible work stream. These 3 concepts of Kanban are visualizing your workflow, reducing the amount of work in progress, and improving workflow and preventing backlog. When should you use Kanban in your project? When your project scope is constantly changed due to high priority or emergency situations. When project necessitates flexibility or frequent priority shifts. When the primary purpose is providing a continuous and maintainable support system post-launch. Next, we have feature-driven development. This is a short iteration, model-driven process. It all starts with deciding on a general model shape. The project then moves into a series of 2-week iterations called design by feature and build by feature. These features are minimal because they focus on one key feature per build cycle. This approach allows the team to focus on the most important project features needed by the client. This kind of focus also ensures tight design prioritization by function. When should you use the feature-driven development process in your project? Your project necessitates a model-centric strategy. When user stories are key to the outcome. Wonder what a user story is? Check this video. When you need one feature at a time and when you need specific members to share responsibility for a particular component. Extreme programming. That's a method primarily focused on in the software projects, but it can also be used for other kind of product development projects. It essentially pushes the boundaries of software development best practices. It's driven by iteration basis. The development team estimates, plans, delivers, and manages high priority user stories. We talked about that earlier. This method is significant for customer involvement, rapid loops of prioritization, and teamwork. Features of this are paired programming, continuous integration, unit testing, code review, and more. And when you use extreme programming on your project, do that when the project necessitates a high level of flexibility and frequent priority shifts. When numerous releases per week or per day are required. When you need high quality, error-free products. when a code-first strategy is necessary as opposed to a process-first strategy, and when you need a reliable, low-maintenance solution, or when the development is test-driven. How to choose the right Agile approach? The right approach comes from starting with the product, maybe looking at the right choice of the project framework. Every good manager needs to know about the project framework options and how to choose the right one for their project. To learn more about project management, see my blog. So that's it, Agile options. So which of those things have you used in the past? And what have I missed? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time on ProjectSkillsMentor.com. Bye-bye, everybody.